Hi guys, you're no doubt familiar with the concept of too far gone, too far down the rabbit hole. Too much snake oil has been consumed that has poisoned someone's mind. They've listened to Nigel Farage way too much and are believing everything he has to say. So a caller called David phoned into the Ben Kentish show, and I've come to the conclusion that David is too far gone. Have a listen.
They're causing chaos in our country and community.
What chaos are they causing?
They're just landing from outer space in communities, living in hotels, living in housing.
All right,
got no connection with anything.
That's not chaos.
Just bought
David,
their way into.
What's the chaos?
They're going to cause chaos because they've got no way of connection to this country.
Right,
they're economic migrants.
Well, then two-thirds of them are found to be
over the top.
2/3 of them are found to be valid asylum seekers. So they're not.
That's a trope and a lie.
It's not a trope, David, it's a fact.
Yes, it is a trope because
it's a fact.
They.
Might not like it, but it's a fact.
It's a fact because they can't be deported. Because you can't prove where they've come from.
It's not true.
That's the truth of it. You're pushing the same trope and lie about.
You just said it was a fact, David. Is it a fact or is it a lie?
It's a lie that you're pushing.
So the Home Office hasn't said that 2/3 of people who come here on small boats have their asylum claims upheld. Yes or no?
This is the most welcome country in the world.
David, yes or no?
Do you agree with that?
David, yes or no?
What's that?
Has the Home Office published data that shows that 2/3 of people who come here on small boats have their asylum claims upheld?
Yes, but they can't
So why
be
is it a
deported.
lie? So why is it a lie?
It's a lie because they can't be deported because they don't have documentation.
David, you just won't accept the fact.
You won't accept the fact. You and your lefty supporters push that trope and lie.
Okay, you just admitted it was a fact. Okay, let's go through some of the things he mentioned here. So he says they're causing chaos and then they will cause chaos. So David doesn't understand the difference between the present and the past. Which is it? They will cause chaos or they are causing chaos? He doesn't understand the difference. He says that they're living in hotels, they're living in housing. Okay, where are they supposed to live? That's an honest question. If they're not being moved into ex-hotels, they're not hotels but they're ex-hotels, then where should they go? Onto the street? What sort of problem do you think that would cause? Maybe he wants to go down the Reform UK route where they just put people in tents or camps maybe. Then he says they have no connection with anything. The reason they're in Britain and not France or in Germany or Italy or other countries in Europe is because they have a connection to Britain. Why would they want to come to Britain if they don't have a connection to Britain? Maybe they speak the language, they have friends or family already in Britain. They have some sort of, for example, in the case of Afghanistan, people who worked with the British government want to go to Britain because they feel safe there. They don't feel safe in Afghanistan. So by the fact that they want to come to Britain, they have some sort of connection to Britain. That doesn't make his statement doesn't make any sense. Then he says they're economic migrants when we're talking about asylum seekers. Okay, some of them are economic migrants, but not all of them are economic migrants. As Ben pointed out to David, 2/3 are valid asylum claims. So 2/3 of the people claiming asylum are successful in their claim. Now, David sort of bounced between whether that's true or it's not. First of all, he said it was a lie, it was a trope, and then he eventually agreed. But he said he agreed because, well, they can't be deported. But we know that people can be deported. Now, there are issues about deporting people. You need to have an agreement with the country to take them back in. You have to respect international law. You have to respect human rights. But if you follow all those rules, then you can deport people. But you have to remember, you can't deport people to a country that doesn't want them, that just refuse the plane to land. So you have to have agreements. In some cases, like in Afghanistan, the UK government doesn't have an agreement. So it's impossible to deport people back to Afghanistan, no matter what Nigel Farage wants to claim. But I want to point out the biggest problem of this entire call here. Let me go, it's just around this point. So have a listen.
So the Home Office hasn't said that 2/3 of people who come here on small boats have their asylum claims upheld. Yes or no?
This is the most welcome country in the world.
David, yes or no?
Do you agree with that?
David, yes or no?
What's that?
What's that? He was not listening. This is the fundamental problem here. David did not want to listen. David just wanted to preach. And when you're confronted with somebody like that, the best thing is to walk away. You can't have a conversation with somebody who doesn't want to listen. You can't have a debate with somebody who just wants to talk. So David in this case is too far gone. He's listened to the likes of Nigel Farage, he's watched stuff on social media, and he's come to the conclusion that asylum seekers are not really asylum seekers, they're just economic migrants, that they live in hotels, not accommodation for asylum seekers, that they throw away their passports, or that they, all of them, of course, not a percentage of them. He doesn't understand the difference between the past and the present. So it's pointless talking to people like David. He's too far gone. It's a complete waste of time. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't talk to some people, but if you start speaking to someone and they start speaking over you, then you need to walk away. It's not worth your time, because this individual is not interested in having their mind changed. They're not interested in being confronted with facts. Even though they will admit in some cases that it's facts, they would just go back to the talking point, back to the rhetoric that they received from social media or whatever.
Home Office published data that shows that 2/3 of people who come here on small boats have their asylum claims upheld.
Yes, but they can't
So why
be
is it a lie?
deported.
So why is it a lie?
It's a lie because they can't be deported
You
because
just
they
don't like
don't have
facts, David, do
documentation.
you just won't accept the
Yes,
fact.
you won't accept the fact. You and your lefty supporters push that trope and lie.
Okay, so he's admitted it was true. He admitted it was a fact, but he had to go back to the talking point, as I said before, that it's the lefties and it's Ben Kentish and others who are pushing this lie. So he doesn't know the difference between the truth and fiction. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.